Well, hello, how is it going, all? So I found this old highway. A lot of locals know about it in the South Lake Tahoe area, but I just I always drove past it, but I've never like checked it out. So I decided to have a look and just see what I can see. I'm kind of distracted because I'm looking at some beautiful autumn color that's back behind these trees back here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's gorgeous out here right now. Yeah, some beautiful aspens back there in that corner. Actually, pretty much all over back here. But yeah, as you can tell, it's quite cold. We had a pretty strong cold front come through, and it dropped to about 11 degrees last night here in the Hope Valley, which is actually at the end of this road. But yeah, this is no cars drive on this. It's foot traffic only. Very old highway before they built a new one, which is about 200 yards that way. But yeah, I'm just looking at it, all this gorgeous color that's just back here in the woods, and it's fantastic. And I have a composition in mind, kind of typical beautiful like autumnal tree, like aspen tree with a dark background, perhaps a dark background full of evergreens, or something like that, something very ethereal or mystical. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. See what we see, but yeah, I can definitely see there's a lot of opportunity out here. So I'm just gonna kind of take a walk and see what I see, and might get an image or two, fingers crossed. Of course, as usual, when I come out and do photography, it always seems like the skies are just bluebird skies, which it's gorgeous out right now. It's cold. It's probably in the 40s. But sunny skies, this really harsh light can make it really difficult for shooting with dynamic range, especially with my camera, because I sorely need to upgrade it. But not yet. For now, we'll just have to deal with it, and because I can always bracket my exposures and in Photoshop and get that full dynamic range that I need. So but yeah, really just happy to be here, happy to be taking a walk. It's just gorgeous out. Can't really ask for anything better than being out here in the eastern Sierras. There's like a little trail right here. I wonder where this goes. Let's check it out. So I stumbled upon this beautiful, pretty large aspen grove here, and this is pretty much mixed, like probably, I don't know, Douglas firs and aspen forest. It's just gorgeous. The problem that I'm having though is it's very chaotic. We got these big, massive aspen trees, but down on the ground, we also got all these baby ones growing, so it's going to be difficult to really isolate like a single subject out here. But we'll keep trying, we'll keep looking, seeing what I see. I'll head back to the road, which is just that way, the old highway, and just keep walking down it. And yeah, gotta watch my footing here. So yeah, it kind of makes me a little nervous because you don't really know what's out here, and in the parking lot I was the only car that was parked here, so I'm definitely alone in this forest, well, except for the bears and whatever else is out there. But yeah, it's just gorgeous, so I'm just gonna keep walking and see what we see. So after stumbling around in the woods for at least probably an hour and a half now, actually found something. And I really don't know if it's gonna work, but I like the idea behind it, and I kind of know what I'm gonna do with it when I get it back into Lightroom and Photoshop. So that's something that I would encourage you to think about when you're out here shooting images is even if you're not really sure about the composition, kind of think about what you're gonna do with the image when you get it into the editing suite, because sometimes you might shoot an image out in the field and not think anything of it, and then you get back to Lightroom and you start editing it and you realize that it's a keeper. So but like I said, I'm not really sure, but there's this beautiful, like, it kind of symmetrical, sort of symmetrical grove of aspens here. And what's beautiful about them is they got these like dead branches on the bottom, and then the leaves are kind of further up in the frame. But you got these dead branches, like especially with this center one, and I just know like I can get it back into Lightroom and make it really ethereal looking, and I think it might turn out okay. But yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm stopping down to f2.8 because I want to get this first tree sharp, but I want to kind of blur the rest of them, get that really ethereal, like kind of moody look to it. Especially since the sun is down now, it just kind of set behind those trees, and the background is just wood, like dark evergreen and really thick pine trees back there. Douglas, I think they're Douglas firs, but yeah, it's a gorgeous little scene, and like I said, I think I can make it come alive in Lightroom, and that's kind of what I'm basing this image off of. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this image. Right now I'm at 1/25th of a second, f2.8, ISO 100. I'm actually, if you can see here, if you look, I'm actually underexposing it a little bit so I can get that separation between the bright white bark aspen trees and the dark woods in the background, because I want to really make sure that I emphasize these aspens, and that's really what I want. So I'm focusing on the aspen tree and making sure that aspen is pin sharp. So yeah, right about there. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the shot. Usually I would do a 2-second timer, but I accidentally left it on the 10-second timer for some B-roll that I filmed. But yeah, that's it. Square crop is what I was thinking, but that's kind of what it looks like full. And actually the full version doesn't look bad. But like there is that hot spot where the sun light is still kind of poking through. But yeah, I think it'll turn out okay. But I guess we'll see what will happen once I get it back in the edit suite. So yeah, I think that'll about do it for this area. I'm gonna probably walk back out because I gotta go back into town here shortly. But yeah, I think I'll wrap things up here, take a few more exposures as the light kind of drops and see what I get. So yeah. Morning. It is the next morning now, after that short walk I did in the woods yesterday evening, and it's cold. It's 22 degrees here in South Lake Tahoe, so it's gonna be pretty brutal this morning. I take it, being out there in the woods, and I expect it's gonna be even colder than that outside town. There's this valley called the Hope Valley, which is just down the road from where I was hiking yesterday, and it's been dropping into the low teens easy there. So a good thing, as long as you got the right clothes, you got the beanie, the hat, anything you need, you're good to go. So I'm not too concerned. Yesterday I was really struggling in the woods, and in the woods is always being in the forest is always really difficult, because everything is just so overgrown and chaotic, and it can be really difficult to single out a subject. And like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush about it, but yesterday's image was not good. I thought, like, when I composed it yesterday, the idea behind it was there, but I think the composition itself wasn't strong enough. And when I got it in the Lightroom last night and I was starting to edit it, I wasn't like getting anywhere with it or anything. It was difficult. When I applied all the edits that I had in my head, it just didn't look right, and I didn't like it at all. So I wasn't happy with the image. But that's the thing, though. You know, when you're hiking around, you're gonna fail probably 7 out of 10 times, like, in all honesty. And what gets you better is getting out there after you fail. You know, if you don't get a good image the first time, go back out and try again, because that's what you got to do. Like, as landscape photographers, you know, any landscape photographer knows that, you know, it's so difficult to get a nice image, and it's even more difficult to get a portfolio image. I just encourage anybody out there, you know, if you're looking at the back of your LCD screen and you're like, why can't I get good photos? And personally, for me, I know it's been about going out there and just going after it, and not quitting, basically, because eventually you're gonna get a good shot and you're gonna love it, and it's gonna be worth it. So yeah, so right now we're just heading back to the same spot that I was at yesterday evening, because I know that there's images there. I know that there's compositions to be had, and yeah, so hopefully we'll get something this morning. And, you know, if not, it was good fun just getting out and going for a walk, going for a little hike. At the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. It's just getting out there, exploring, and having fun, instead of trying, like, I mean, I should say that you should go out and try to get an image, but you shouldn't base everything on getting that banger shot. You should really just go out, have a good time, and because, you know, when you do have a good time, that's usually when your best images come from, is when you're having fun. If you're not having fun, there's a good chance you're not going to get a good photograph. So after a very precarious, interesting walk out here, I don't know if you can see this, but this is just basically a huge bog. And when I started walking out here, I thought, because it's a little bit thicker over there, so I thought, okay, there's more water where the growth is thicker. Boy, I was wrong, because the further you walk out here, it's just basically a marshland. And yeah, it's interesting. You step on it and it's almost like there's like a layer of growth above a lake or something. It's kind of sketchy. So what I had to do, see, you could see all the water bubbling up from me stepping right here, and then freezing because it's so cold. But what I had to do was I had to put on my 10-second timer on the camera and just shoot it that way and kind of back up and let the camera do its thing, as to not have any tripod or camera shake. So but I shot the image already, and I'll just kind of go through the settings I used here, and it's gonna move around now that I'm stepping right here, but basically I shot it at about 1/5 of a second. f5.6 just to get that separation between the dark evergreen trees and the aspens, and then ISO 100. And what I really loved, honestly, was this band of light that you see blasting through here, blasting through the meadow, which gives it really nice contrast between the aspens, the evergreen trees, and the foreground. So much happier with this image this morning than yesterday evenings. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. I think I'm gonna pack up and head down to where I was yesterday and see if I could find anything in that woodland, and just kind of look around or so. I got this image in the bag, so we're good there. And I'm gonna put the camera away so I could safely get out of this bog without completely soaking myself. You can already see my shoes is already all muddy and gross, but that's part of landscape photography, right? That's part of the fun, is having these experiences and these challenges and struggles that we all go through when we're all trying to get that shot. So yeah, all right, let's do this. So I'm in the woodland now, back where I was yesterday, except there was a spot where the old highway, that is now just a hiking road basically, forked off with a hiking trail that looks like a mountain bike trail that went to the right. So I decided to take the mountain bike trail and just kind of see what's back here, and it's just beautiful. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's cold, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just gorgeous. Just kind of searching for compositions. It's really strange though, because you got these aspens that are still green in some places, and then in other places you got aspens that are past peak, have already dropped their leaves entirely. So it's a really interesting autumn here in the eastern Sierras. But I'm just gonna keep looking and see if I can find a composition. Well, I think I'm gonna call it. The sun is higher in the sky now. It's blasting through the trees, and it's making everything really contrasty and difficult to shoot in. So it's gorgeous, but I think I'm gonna call it. So this was a longer video, so if you did enjoy it and you stuck through till the end, thank you so much for watching. And like I said, definitely more landscape videos to come. I'm excited for what I have planned for this channel. It's mostly going to be about on location videos, hiking to locations, hiking through mountains and woods and deserts and places like these just to look for a shot, and probably some Lightroom and Photoshop tutorials as well. So yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to it. So if you did, like I said, if you did like the video, please like and subscribe if you would. That would be amazing. So that would help me out and encourage me to continue making more videos. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.